Hey guys, and welcome to episode 32 of the Entirely X Gaming podcast. That's right, Emperor Ben is back, baby! I've usurped the previous leader and taken back the throne for the more deserving, stronger houses. Here to hold my banner is my banner bitch. You know, he's gonna stand there while we conquer the known world. Tyler Spindler.
What's up, guys? Gamertag XI, Tidal Wave, IX.
And as he becomes one of the regulars on the podcast, we should pretty much just bring him in as one of us now. You know, like the aliens in Toy Story, you're one of us. He continues to breathe new life into our beleaguered Twitter account. We welcome back Cool Kid Joe.
Hey guys, what's happening?
Woo!
So, before we get into a little something extra, I'm going to throw the curveball in there and put Joe right back on the spot, because Joe has been really smashing it on the Gamerscore front and continues his saga of giving away a game code every 1,000 Gs. Ugh. So Joe, you've got some fancy news for us on this podcast, don't you?
Oh yeah, we're periodically over the podcast. I think I'm going to shout out some letters and some numbers, and it'll be a giveaway. We'll go in order, but it'll be sporadically through the thing. So I'll probably they're 5x5 codes, so we'll pick 5 times.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, sounds good. So, I say after each section we'll chuck one in.
How about we start off with the first 5 right now? Sound good for you?
Yeah,
Okay.
Sounds amazing.
Let's go with F as in fairy, D as in dog, P as in party, 2, and V as in violin.
Okay. Cool. So that's your first 5, and that is the best policeman's alphabet I've ever heard. So, right, we'll move on to a little something extra. And this week we're going to talk about games we want revived. So, there's been a little bit of action lately on games that have been remastered, re-released, and, you know, remade, and been put back onto the brand new console generation, well, or the current console generation at least. So we're talking, you know, Spyro or Crash Bandicoot recently, which are games very much dear to my heart and part of my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a whole category of games now which are remasters and re-releases. They seem to be picking up a lot of steam. There seems to be more and more of them. We're going to go into depth about what we think about the re-release sort of genre. I'm gonna call it that. I'm gonna call it its own genre.
Okay.
And
well, I mean, it basically is.
I mean,
like, because
they're all
most
different
of us
types of games, I suppose.
Yeah.
Some of them are the same, but
I feel like it's like the re-releases. I feel like they're more geared towards the people that are now older that played those games as kids. So
have they figured out that we're the ones with the money now?
yeah, that's what they figured out. They're like, hey, these dum-dums had their parents buy them, so now let's have the dum-dums themselves buy the games.
I'm not sure how good I am on being the dum-dum in this situation. So, right, okay. First question then.
Yep.
Let's talk about a re-release game that we thought was our favourite. Out of the ones that you played so far, what was the one you enjoyed the most? Joe.
Well, this one's for the 360 from the PS2 generation. But I'm gonna go with Dragon Ball Z Budokai HD Collection.
Oh yes.
So was it just a move over the same graphics, the same game, or was it?
I mean, it was
updated?
polished. It was polished up a little bit, but like the first one, I remember really enjoying it, and I didn't enjoy it like nearly as much as because it is kind of dated. The game is like at the time 8-10 years old, but
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But like the polished up version of 3 is so good.
Mm-hmm. It is. I remember playing those games back on the PS2, and then when they finally came to 360, I was just like, yes. and it was fantastic.
I remember when I used to play 3 a lot, and when I was playing the remaster of 1, because I hadn't played 1 since like it was out, like it was a new release, and I remember, like, in 3, I remember that you could do, like, a counter and teleport behind them and hit them, and I'm playing the original game, and I'm like, why can't you do this? The mechanic wasn't incorporated in yet. So,
Oh,
sometimes you go way back in time, and not all the features are there yet, and, like, you're not used to it.
yeah, I can see that.
You get that a lot when you play previous games from RPG game
Hmm.
series. So if you go back through the Mass Effects, for example, or the Baldur's Gates, or any those sort of big heavy RPG series, you lose a
Uh-huh.
lot of features, you gain a lot of features, and in the case of Dragon Age, you just completely change the game every time.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah. So, Tyler,
Yep.
what was your favorite?
That's a hard one. There were so many different games that I loved, like when they first came out. Um, Man, but I think the one that I'm gonna actually have to go with, and it's the one game that I didn't like it when it came out, and that was Gears of War 1.
Okay.
Just
This is controversial with your tattoos in mind.
yeah, just a little bit, but no, I mostly didn't like Gears 1 when it came out because I was younger, so it freaked the fuck out of me thinking that there were actually monsters under the ground. So, as weird as that
Were you
sounds,
just at that age where it's like you still believe this stuff?
yeah, that's why I didn't like it. So, like I never played it and I always stayed away from it. And then once it finally came back out and after I had already played, Gears of War 2 and Gears of War 3, I was just like, "Oh, hey, this is actually really good."
Yeah.
So, but I mean, there's a whole lot of them that I love, but if I had to pick one, I'd go with Gears just because I did a big flip flop. I hated it, now I love it. So, but what
No, that's
about you,
fair. That's
Benny?
fair. Oh, for me, see, I have real trouble with this question. There are some that I've played,
Uh
and
huh.
I think I'm gonna end up going. I'm genuinely torn between the Sega Mega Drive Connect collection
Ooh.
that they redid on everything,
Yeah.
or Halo Anniversary.
Oh yes. Now you're just talking about Halo CE.
Yeah,
Okay.
because that was Halo was a much more fun game for me. So going back to that was more fun than playing through the Sega Mega Drive collection. I think it's just that I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna spit in the face of all these people living the nostalgia life, and say that newer games are just better.
Uh
For
huh.
the most part, they're just better.
They are.
No, I'm gonna commit. I'm gonna say Halo Anniversary because I
Okay.
killed an entire level's worth of grunts that were asleep
that
with
that is
pistol
true.
whipping.
Yep, that is true. Actually, speaking of that, over last weekend I played Halo 1 and part of Halo 2 with Christy, my girlfriend, and I was able to do that. I forget which level it is, but
It's the control room.
yes, it
Oh
is
no,
control room.
or no, is it?
Or
I
no,
think it's the control room, or it's the silent cartographer.
Silent Cartographer. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Not that I've played that level many
No, no,
times.
no. But
But yeah. No,
yeah,
see, this is the thing. We've started here with what we like, so there's been some good.
yep.
Let's go to the bad.
Okay.
So, are there any of these re-releases that you played and you've just been like, I didn't need this. This was a waste.
Mm,
Yes.
okay. What one for you, Joe? While I think.
I actually have two.
Okay.
Um, So, I might get some flack for this one, but
Ooh.
Halo 3 on the Master Chief Collection,
Okay.
um, playing that, it felt so dated.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Halo 4 is relatively new and it's got that new engine, and Halo 2 is really nice and polished up, and Halo C or Halo Anniversary or whatever you want to call it is polished up from that remaster, and
Yep.
Halo 3 is just like flush 2007, just
Yep.
like nine years old at the time it came out, and it needs a nice fresh coat of paint.
Yeah. I I know why it's bad. It's because it was in that weird stage, like, or not stage, like that weird age group between, it's not old enough to get a remaster on its own, but uh, it's still kind of new.
Well,
So,
surely the one that's so as soon as you get into that bracket where you say it's not quite old enough,
uh
that is going to be the oldest looking thing that you'll find then, won't it? By
Yeah.
comparison to new
Yeah.
things.
Yep.
So you can see why it's tickled you the wrong way, Joe, or rubbed you the wrong way, perhaps.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as we're talking about the Master Chief Collection, like, since I kind of agree with you on this, Joe, about Halo 3. Like, I know from seeing the graphics in Halo 2, um, immediately after I beat Halo 1, I started playing Halo 2, and just from watching the couple of cutscenes, my girlfriend just goes, I like this one more. Like, just from how the graphics looked. Like,
I think
it's, I don't
just
know.
in general though, if we talk about those games, I'm going to throw us slightly off topic here.
Okay.
The last level of Halo 1,
Yep.
you have the awesome drive through the exploding ship.
Yes.
Yes.
The last level of Halo 2, you have the awesome drive through the exploding planet. Oh, well, on those platforms.
That was 3.
Was that 3?
That was 3.
What the hell happened at the end of 2?
The chief was heading back to Earth. He was falling to Earth.
Yeah, but what was the last level? Because they had a driving level at the end of 1 and 3.
Um,
You're to be believed.
Honestly, I don't fully remember. If as weird as that sounds,
This is what I mean. Like, I thought this was 3. I mean, if it's 1 and 3 that have the driving levels, they stick in my memory. I honestly
Yep.
can't remember the last level of 2.
Yeah, I know 3. It was. I don't. Oh no, you know what it was? That's what it
What?
was. It was you're in the Banshee, and you're flying to the ship that was heading back to Earth.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and they're in the Scarab down below.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. That was the final level, and then you kill Tartarus, the brute.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what it was. But
Okay.
but I see what you mean. Like, I had completely forgotten about that. Like, I know Halo 1 stuck in my mind because it was that driving bit, and then Halo 3 it stuck in my mind because, again, it was that driving bit. But 2 and 4, I think they just end on a mission.
Yeah.
So,
No, it's yeah, I'll bring us back. Sorry, that completely distracts us away from the topic. But yeah, so Joe's was Halo
Yeah,
3.
I had another one too.
What's the other one?
yeah, what's the other one?
The 360 port of GTA San Andreas. I don't know if you guys played that, but I believe it's a port from the Android version of the game, and like for phones, and it just runs like total ass. Like, I literally could not play it for more than like 10 minutes, and I was like, this is awful.
I forgot that was a thing. I feel like that one was so bad that I forgot about it.
I I mean, I think I'm gonna take a lot of flack for this. I'm gonna take
Oh
a
boy.
lot of flack for it. I'm gonna put the hate blockers on just before I say this.
Okay.
I think San Andreas was the worst GTA that I have played. No,
Oh my.
second worst. Second worst. I take that back.
Okay.
GTA 4 cannot be beaten for being the worst GTA. But but of the ones that were the classic style of GTA, of the ones, so I basically once you get to San Andreas, everything before that I think was great, and then San Andreas I thought took a step back. I thought Vice City was the last one that they made that was great.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Okay.
I can see why you might not have liked that game, but I probably disliked it for different reasons, Joe. I mean, if they've just put it, was it just the engine not working on the 360, or was it just that they put no effort in porting it?
It's like a performance thing. Like it doesn't like function very well.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I suppose they just fucked that up royal. It'll have been
they did.
laziness. I can guarantee you that will have been
I mean,
laziness.
when it came out, or it was like a $15 game, and it was on sale for like weeks. It was either $3.75 or it was like $5 for like weeks.
Right.
Okay.
When you see a game with that history and prestige coming for that money, you know something's up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. So we've got Joe's the bads. Let's hear yours, Tyler. What was the bad one for you?
So, like Joe, I've got two of them that I have issues with. The first one I'll list is it's part of the Kingdom Hearts remasters that they did, the like 1.5, the 1. Or 2.8 final mix and all that random shit.
Okay.
I have no issue with Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. It's all of the random little games that were like on the handheld games, like the PSP and the DS. Those ones I had issues with. I couldn't play them. Like, I was just like, I know they have story in them, but they played better on the handhelds than they did on console. So, those were... Yeah. So, that's one of them that I had issues with. So, but, I mean, those ones did, help lead into Kingdom Hearts 3, so I kind of appreciate them for that, but, whatever.
It seems like unnecessary chaff.
Yeah, it really was. Like, I don't know.
Like the Metal Gear, was it the Phantom Pain or whatever it was?
Yeah, like that one.
You know, the ones where they're just basically a demo before the game.
Yeah, those are pointless. So, the other one I have, which it's kind of out of the blue, since most of the things that we've listed were console games. This one is actually on the DS. Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Oh, careful here.
I loved the games, but they didn't really do much to the games.
Oh, they do next to nothing on the remasters of the Pokemon games, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby, like, they added a whole bunch of stuff after.
Yeah.
Those ones are good.
After the release of the remaster, or just for the remaster?
No, like, there's like a whole, like, post, like, endgame stuff or whatever where you catch legendaries and you can do stuff.
Yeah. It's really cool.
Fire Red is kind of like that too. Like Fire Red and Leaf Green for the Game Boy Advance.
Like those ones.
Those have like these like 8 little islands. I don't remember what they're called exactly, but there's other stuff to do afterwards.
Yeah, but Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they were just the same game. Like, yeah, they added a couple different features, like you could send Pokemon to your Pokewalker and walk around with them. But
yeah, they added a pedometer.
I
that was it.
genuinely have the Soul Silver version of that. I've got the pedometer.
Yeah, I know. So do I. But I don't know. That just... I don't know if they should have waited before they redid that one. or whatever, or what, but if
You
it had
just
gotten the
preferred a
love
bit
that
more.
yeah, if it had gotten the love like Omega Ruby and Sapphire did, it'd be great. But I know Heart Gold and Soul Silver came out back in like 2011, I think. So
It's quite a while ago. That's 7 years
it was
now.
yeah, and Omega Ruby and Sapphire came out what, like 3 years ago?
Yeah, I think something like that.
Yeah. So
You
I
can
don't know.
see that they've probably like taken that time to make that change and make the effort. Then like, they haven't. They've released them later, so they have a more in-depth process
Yeah.
of remastering these games now.
Yeah. I mean, now with like with them remastering the games, the Pokemon games like Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, bringing them uh up to the graphics of X and Z or X and Y, sorry. I caught that. Like with bringing those up to those graphics, it helped with them, making Sun and Moon, and then, the small like kind of remaster of what they call the Sun and Moon one?
Ultra soon. And...
Yeah, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
Did I just say
There we
ultra
go.
soon?
Yes, Ultra Soon. So
Ultra soon.
those ones helped, but ultimately, like all of those remasters that they've done, they helped. They're helping lead up to Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu, which is a remaster of the first one, basically.
It's a remaster of Pokemon Go.
Yeah, but it's based in Kanto, so basically it's a remaster of Pokemon Yellow, Blue, and Red.
Right. But full-on remaster up into a new console generation.
With with $40 physical DLC and a Mew.
Oh yeah. Totally worth it.
The whole point. But yeah, okay, so that's your bads then, is it, Tyler?
Yeah, those are my bads.
Okay. So, my bad for this one is going to be Rare Replay.
Really?
Because someone else that I knew bought that, and I ended up with it.
Okay.
So I thought, oh, I'll just play this, see what it's like. Went on, I don't recognize any of those games. So I played a few, got some achievements, and then realized that I'd made the classic mistake of putting it on my gamer tag and having no intention of finishing it and not enjoying any of the games. So yeah,
Okay.
that's gonna join the annals of things like what was it? One-chan Barra back in the day, and things like that, where you play it and you instantly regret your choice as soon as that first achievement pops.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a fan of the Rare Replay. Interesting, really, seeing as
Okay.
I was a fan of the Sega Mega Drive collection.
You didn't recognize Conker?
No.
What?
Yep.
How old are you?
Old enough.
Old enough to remember the commercials with the drunk squirrel?
Old enough to party.
I mean, you're assuming that we have the same commercials over here in,
They don't.
Our commercials are probably like your drunk squirrel commercials will probably like replaced with tea commercials over here.
Uh-huh.
That's how it works, right? We drink tea.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're playing the stereotype game, I guess so.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's my bad. Anyway, that's what I'm gonna throw out there for you.
Okay.
So, next question. Which one do you want to be re-released? That hasn't been re-released, but you want it to be.
Alan Wake.
Wait, you don't think that's... Wait, are you serious about that?
I didn't even enjoy that game when I played it the first time.
I would like to see it with, like, new, like, console physics and, like, new lighting and stuff like that. The lighting in that game was great for its time, but I feel that with more power, they could do more with it.
Okay.
Okay.
I like that.
I wasn't expecting that. I thought you were kidding for some reason.
No.
Like, I thought that game would be in that area where it's still too, or it's not old enough.
Yeah, it's recent enough that people
Oh.
wouldn't buy it.
Yeah.
No, that's one of my favorites.
Okay.
Oh, I know mine. Oh, I've got two.
All right, you go.
I've got two.
That's okay. You go.
Time Crisis 2.
Oh.
And
Okay.
so, just because I would love to see that up to date, that would be amazing
Oh,
up
yeah.
to date. It'd be still a really dodgy game, but you have no idea how much time I spent at like service stations playing that game. Whenever we stopped on family holidays, that was the first thing I went to. I literally, when I duck down now, I bet I still like tap my right foot as if there's a pedal there. So,
Alright.
got Time Crisis 2, and oh man, I had one. Tyler, if you've got one, you do yours, and then I'll continue thinking.
So, I feel like mine's kind of obscure, because I barely remembered it. Like, I had to... Like, I remembered the game. It was like, you're this robot, and you're going through doing stuff. Like, that's all that I remembered from it. I didn't remember the name of the game and whatnot, but that's all that I remembered, was that you were a robot. So, finally, I looked it up, and I was just like, that's what it is. It was Metal Arms. I think it was like a glitch in the system.
Yep.
I don't know why, but that game just stuck in my head. Like, for some reason, the things I associate with that game is that game and Tag Body Spray. If you guys remember Tag Body Spray. Because I remember Mike, me, and our younger brother Trevor would always play it, and the room always smelled like Tag Body Spray.
Wait, there's a third of you bozos?
Yes, there's a third of us. Well, technically there's 4 of us, but one's a girl, so she doesn't count.
Technically, there's 4.5.
And is a newborn?
Yeah, and there's a newborn, so there's 5. But again, she's a girl, so she doesn't count.
Papa Spindler putting in that work.
Gross.
He hitting all that.
But yeah, so mine's Metal Arms. I would love that game to come back. I could do without the Tag Body Spray though, so
You've had enough of that.
yeah, I had enough of that.
So, I think I'm gonna go a bit more recent now. Rainbow Six. You know the ones that were set in Vegas?
Yes.
I could get behind a remaster of those.
I love those.
They were amazing.
You have no idea.
I might do, dude. I played them on like 2-3 different consoles.
Yeah.
But did you stack 2?
No, but I did the multiplayer achievements. So yeah,
Okay.
I put in some grind.
What didn't you and Mike used to play the shit out of that?
It's entirely possible. I love that game so much.
Like, I forget how long we've actually known you, Ben, and I feel like you and Mike actually did play and grind that game.
I think the first time I met Mike was trying to boost achievements for Halo Reach.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's what it was.
So yeah,
Or was it 3?
it was the one where you had to shoot someone while they were jumping in a warthog.
Yeah, that's what it was. That was a pain in the ass.
That was rough. And not only was that rough, but the guy who was trying to run that session was a complete moron. So
Oh yeah,
so
and you and Mike just took over.
We made it efficient.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's all what would we like to see, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, to keep driving this forward because we're gonna spend all night talking about these otherwise.
Yeah, like I could think of so many different games that I want again, but
I mean, those two there just popped into my head out of nowhere.
Wait, I'm sorry, I just remembered one that
you get one
was
more.
a remaster.
You get one more.
that they brought back, and I was so happy that they brought it back. Bomberman.
Bomberman.
Bomberman. I remember playing that game when I was at my grandfather's house, because he had I believe it was on PlayStation 1.
Okay.
I believe that's what it was on. He always had it, and like that was the only place that we could play it. Like even though we had a PlayStation 1 at our house, but we only ever played it there. And then when they finally brought it back to the Switch, oh yes,
All the nostalgia.
yes, all of it. So sorry, that was my random.
That's okay.
My random one.
So, what we hope, at least I hope, these remasters and re-releases are gearing towards is whether, it's a studio testing the waters, seeing if that IP has enough of a following nowadays to warrant another sequel or another game in that franchise.
Yeah.
Now, that's what I hope they're gearing towards, because otherwise I think they're just churning out money for money's sake.
I mean, I would think that the whole point is to one. I mean, you're making money off of pre-existing assets and pre-existing properties, so you don't have to really write a new story, and you don't really have to put all that much work into it. You just have to develop it from, like, the gameplay aspect, because everything is already there. But, I mean, if it's successful, or like Crash, the Crash trilogy did really well, that they have a plan in place for more Crash games now. So...
Boom.
Yeah, which is awesome, because I personally love Crash.
I do too.
And I'm hoping Spyro does equally as good.
I do hope
so
that
we can
as
get,
well.
So we can get more Spyro games, because Skylanders, not the same thing.
No. We don't talk about Skylanders.
I like Skylanders, but I mean, it's just not the same.
I don't like them anymore just because I have so many of the freaking statues sitting on my shelf. So, I blame Mike for that, by the way.
It's just not the same.
It's not. But yes, no. When does that Spyro? Is the Spyro game already out?
No, it's the Spyro game is September 21st here, I believe. Ben, it might be a different date because we release things on Tuesdays and they do it on Fridays.
Yeah.
Why the hell do you do it on Tuesdays? That's weird.
Oh, I actually know the answer to that.
Ooh,
so,
why?
So back in the day when Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was gonna come out, they released it on a Tuesday instead of a Friday because everything used to release on Fridays here, and they called it Sonic Tuesday.
Okay.
So, and then it just became the norm because it probably sold well because it's a Sonic game, and everybody was like, "Oh, well, Sonic 2 did really good on a Tuesday, so let's release everything for the next, 14 years that way."
That
Except
makes sense.
Nintendo usually does their big releases on Sunday, though. That's just, how they operate.
They just got everyone else doing stupid stuff. They were just like, guys, let's release this on a Tuesday and pretend that it's a clever thing. People will buy it, and then they'll all copy us.
Hey, it worked.
Yeah, apparently so.
Yeah.
That's cool trivia, though. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, the bigger releases nowadays, though, are more leaning towards Friday, and I think it makes sense because, here, that's
the weekend.
people get paid.
Yeah.
Well, you get the weekend, and that's when people get paid, too. And if they're not doing anything, I mean, why wouldn't I splurge my whole weekend into this $60 item I just paid for?
Yeah.
True.
So, yeah. We've gone through... Yeah, we've talked on it briefly here, haven't we? But I think it's something we hope they're moving towards. We've seen a little bit of evidence with the Crash series, but I'm genuinely hesitant to believe that that's what the industry is doing. I still think they're just money grabbing, for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, can you think of a game that has come out that they re-released that they were like, oh yeah, hey, here's the sequel for?
Dishonored?
Did they do a re-release and then? I thought they did.
Did they do 2 and then 1? I thought it was 1 and then 2. 1 came out before 2, and then they did 2, and then they did
I thought they did
never
one and then... Yeah, I thought they did one and then they did one again and then at like the same time they did
I
two.
don't know. I had to play that game like 4 times to get that. I mean, don't get any alarm.
Yeah.
No. Hold up. No, they definitely did one on the 360 and the PS3, and then they did two, and then they did the remaster of one, because two came with a copy of one on the Xbox One.
Did. So, I can't think of one of a game besides Dishonored now that a re-release has led to a sequel.
So did you just say apart from that one? I want one example apart from that one that Joe just came up with.
I feel like Dishonored 2 was already in the works when they re-released Dishonored 1.
Did they release Dishonored 1 towards the end of the previous console generation?
Yeah.
It's probably just they felt like they hadn't gotten all the sales that they should have done from it, I guess.
So, I honestly don't know if it can lead to sequels. Like, I feel like it would have to be, like, an old game. Actually, what about Doom? Can that be considered one?
Doom is a reboot.
Yeah, it's a reboot.
So, okay, so it's like a reboot of the series. Okay.
We don't count.
I know we talked about that because
both of those reboots were awesome, but
I mean,
so
maybe in like 2023 we can revisit this when Final Fantasy VII comes out.
Yeah, I want that.
Or episode 1 of Final Fantasy VII.
Yes. Wait, are they still doing an episodic, or did they cut that?
I don't know. Who knows at this point? They haven't talked about it since like 2 E3s
Japan,
ago.
yay.
Yeah. So, woo.
Yeah. So I'll push us on to our next question then.
Wait, I might have another one. What about Oddworld?
As in
Oddworld.
Abe's Odyssey style Oddworld.
Yeah, aren't they making? I'm pretty sure they're making a new one of those.
I think I heard something about a new Abe's Odyssey, but I haven't seen any images or anything other than hearing that rumor. I mean, it could be more than a rumor. Don't get me wrong. That could be a thing that they've confirmed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But until I see something, I don't get my excitement up, because like there's so many games that have been just cancelled because the devs were playing with themselves instead of writing code. I don't know why these things go wrong a lot of the time. But yeah, I think we'll see how that one goes. We'll see if they actually come out with something that is a proper Abe's Odyssey style IP.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll push us through. Come on, we'll keep going. We'll keep moving forward slowly.
All right.
So the last point in this one, if it led to a sequel or to another game in the franchise, which game would you get behind the most? As in, which re-release would you play, like, all the way through, if it meant that you were gonna get a sequel to it? I already know mine.
I got one too.
Go, Joe.
All right, you guys go.
Ben.
Okay, Jade Empire. I would play so much Jade Empire if they would give me a sequel. I would sit there and play thousands of hours of Jade Empire if it would give me a sequel. Just
I'm not surprised.
Just make it already, goddamn. Like, why would you waste that IP?
That one's backwards compatible, isn't it?
So they could, if they decide to call me on my bluff and say, if you play thousands of hours of Jade Empire, we will release
this
Jade Empire 2, then, you know, touche BioWare. But until that happens,
yeah,
I'm gonna keep complaining.
Yeah. Okay.
I have two.
Okay.
And one kind of left off at a little bit of a cliffhanger.
Okay.
I believe. From what I hear, I never actually finished it, so I actually kind of want a remaster of it so I can revisit it. But the 2008 Prince of Persia? The cel-shaded one?
Oh, so not the one that was based off the movie?
No, not the Jake Gyllenhaal one.
Okay.
That game is like 5 hours. If I didn't beat that, which I actually didn't, then we have some problems.
So we have some problems.
Yep.
A collectible glitched on me, so I was like, fuck this. And I was done with it. And that's why I never went back to it. But, and the other one is actually a game series that I have never played before, but I own the 2 of them for Xbox, and I'm not actually sure off the top of my head what the first one is for. Probably PS1, maybe Nintendo 64. But I would definitely get behind this. And I'm sure a lot of people were, because I'm actually in a Facebook group for it. But Time Splitters.
Time Splitters 2.
Yes.
The whole series, I mean...
All of them. Oh my god, I forgot about that game.
I did not. In fact, that came to mind when we were talking about this. I was there thinking, would I be behind it enough to get on board with Time Splitters? I think I would. I think just for the...
That game has like a cult following. They love it. And Crytek owns it, and I mean, I don't know what they've...
Wow.
Yeah, they own that franchise, and I don't know what they've been like really up to lately, but it's apparently not making that.
Since what? Crisis 3? Have they done anything?
No, they. I mean, they did. What's it called? They did Rise.
Oh right.
And I believe they worked on Homefront 2 for a little bit.
That one wasn't that great.
Rise, when you think about it, wasn't that great. It was just one of...
I loved
That's
Rise.
because it was one of the few games out when the Xbox One released.
That is true.
In the last couple of years, they made an iOS game that I have never heard of. They did Robinson the Journey, which is a PSVR game, and they're working on some game called Hunt Showdown.
Okay.
Which is a spiritual successor to Darksiders, which is getting a sequel.
Oh, okay.
So
I mean, that's a really weird list when you think about they made most of their name on on Crysis, which is completely different.
Yeah.
I suppose it's probably because Crysis 3 kind of flopped.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that that's not the only... They had all those issues with, like, money, too. Didn't they?
You know more than me here. Educate me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that when they were working on Homefront 2, I'm pretty sure there were some pretty shitty work environments, and it was all over the internet.
Right, I think I remember reading that. I feel like I remember reading that after I ordered the collector's edition of Homefront 2.
Oh, you bought that big old one with the RC car or whatever?
Oh yeah. I went through a phase once I moved back to New York where I was just like, I'm buying all of the collector's editions. So I bought
the
that
phase
one,
that Mike
I bought
never
the
made it out
2.
of.
Basically, yeah. So, but, ooh, yeah.
Okay, so
I don't know.
have we each done one of our
No, I'm still missing one.
You're still missing one.
Yeah, I don't know what I could get behind if a re-release came out. Actually, I can think of one, but I know it's never gonna happen.
Go.
And that would be Total Annihilation.
Supreme Commander.
Supreme Commander? What?
The RTS game.
Is it?
Silva loves those.
If you have not yet
Like,
played Supreme Commander,
them.
you probably should, Tyler, because that's pretty much the spiritual successor to Total Annihilation. There's Supreme Commander 2 as well.
What is this?
It
Why have I never heard of this? Why did...
It was a game...
Guys, why did you never tell me of this?
If I'm not mistaken, wasn't one of them a Games with Gold game?
It was, yes.
What? Guys, why did you never tell me this?
You never asked. We've broken Tyler.
I
We've broken Tyler.
I love. Actually, no. Honestly, if I could get a remaster of just Total Annihilation, which won't happen because
because that game's
who
too
made 'em?
amazing.
Cave Dog or something like that. Who made it? Who made Total Annihilation? I thought it was like Naughty Dog. No, not Naughty Dog. That's someone else.
Tyler.
What?
Supreme Commander 1 and 2 are both $5 pre-owned at GameStop.
Oh no!
Yeah, they're created
Joe,
by
why
Cave
didn't you
Dog
tell me that?
Entertainment.
Cave Dog. That's who it is.
And 2 is backwards compatible.
Oh my God, Joe. Oh my God! Why did you guys not tell me of this sooner? But no, if
Tyler needs new pants.
I do. But no, honestly, if they remastered Total Annihilation, I would be down. But I'm going to check this game out now.
We're going to lose Tyler to these games.
Yes, you are. Oh yes.
Right.
You
So
are.
having blown Tyler's mind, should we draw a close to the a little something extra?
Yeah.
How about some more characters for a code? How's that sound?
Do it. This is part 2, guys.
All right. Part 2. We're gonna go with Y as in YouTube because I can't think of a good Y word, and we're gonna go with CT as in Connecticut, which is where I'm from.
Boom.
Nice.
So
that's Y as in your mama. I mean, I could do the rest, but it'd probably get very, very offensive very quickly.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
right. So that's a little something extra. Sorry. Now let's push into what we've been playing. So,
Woo!
I feel like, Joe, you might be lying with this list. I feel there's probably more in there that you've just not put in. I know what you're like. You play a lot.
I mean, since the last time we talked.
Oh, Jesus. That would be a long list, wouldn't it?
That would be a lot. What have you been playing this week?
When we do this, I usually try to condense it into the last, 7 days.
No, that's probably a good idea. Keep it 7 days. So, what have you been playing?
Well, yesterday I played Super Destronaut DX, which I don't know if you guys bought that yet, but it's currently 15% off, so it's only $4.24 or whatever Ben's funny money conversion is.
I don't know, about £6, no doubt.
Nah, it's probably like 4 or something. But that game took me from first to last achievement 16 minutes.
Ooh.
Wow. What?
Yeah.
What?
Buying that.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
Yeah, it's a little Galaga kind of clone or whatever. It's got a challenge mode. It's got a time mode. I probably could have finished it faster because in the classic mode, the achievements for the cumulative scores don't unlock until you die. So I'm still playing this like some kind of doofus. And I'm like, oh, why aren't the achievements unlocking? I definitely have the score for all 3 of them.
And then you were like, wait.
And then it's like you die, or not you die. Like it's I think 25,000, 50,000, and 100,000, and I'm sitting there with like 120,000 still shooting things.
Yeah. It's just too awesome for those achievements.
Apparently, and so that's a really easy one. It's made by the devs of Explosion, which was another easy one.
Once you knew how to do it, because there was one of those achievements that was a pain in the ass unless you realized that you had to go in the corners.
No, when I was playing that, I kind of just locked into it, and
it was your kind of game, was it?
Yeah, I mean, I had trouble with it at the start, and then as I played it more and more, I got used to it, and I kind of just locked in. And
my problem I had with that game was that the bullets didn't actually have to hit you to kill you. They could hit you slightly to the side of your character model thing. So
Yeah.
you had to be aware of the extra boundary around you that these things would murder you in, and I was really bad at being aware of it.
Well, apparently a lot of people don't know this, but if you tap the left trigger, it depletes your health, but it slow-mos the game
it
down
does.
for you.
I knew that, I got
Yep.
that, but every time I used that, I ended up murdering myself. So
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, you're supposed to like tap it. I guess that's the strategy. I didn't use it at all.
I didn't use it at all either. I couldn't.
Next is Rise of Insanity.
Okay.
Which is a VR game. I believe it's on the PSVR. It might be, but it's converted for console. And you can tell it should be a VR game because of how linear and kind of crappy it is. It's super glitchy. I missed two what should be unmissable achievements for story progression that just didn't pop. And there's an issue with the game where it just crashes at a certain point, and if there's three, you have to find the set of armor. There's a helm, a sword, and a shield, and it crashes in between the second and the third one, and if that happens, then it just totally like voids the achievement for that whole playthrough, and you have to start the game. You have to delete your game save and start fresh. Ooh. And yeah, I mean the game is only like an hour long, so it's not awful, but I've been reading that some people had to play it like 4 or 5 times to get it to work.
Wow.
I mean, when we talk about glitching games and stuff like that, we'll get to that later. I got stuff on that, but carry on.
Also, Mecha has a guide for that one. It's pretty good.
Oh,
I mean,
there you go.
all Macca's guides are pretty good. I do like that he's getting other people in now as well to do guides for him, with their strange European accents.
I played The Long Reach at some point this week.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that's out yet.
What?
I'm not sure if that's out yet.
Okay.
It might be. But that one was about an hour or so long.
Is it good?
It was okay. It's like a little like pixelated puzzle survival horror. No, it comes out 6 days from now.
Oh,
okay.
So probably best not to say too much then.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's about 1 to 2 hours long.
That's cool.
Okay.
So, I played The Infectious Madness of Dr. Decker.
All right. What's that?
That is a game from Wales Interactive, who made Late Shift and what's that other game that they made? The Bunker. Those like live action, like kind of point and click kind of games.
Yeah.
Where it's like kind of like a live movie that you're playing through.
Yep.
And I don't really like it that much. Compared to the other ones, because the other ones you would do actions and the game would progress and stuff like that, or you would make choices. This one, you appear to be a psychologist, and you have to press the Y button on the controller, and you have to type out questions and interview people who could have potentially murdered Dr. Decker.
Are they going to try and murder you?
Yeah. I do not know. I did not get that far in it because I was getting tired of typing, and then I whipped up the Xbox app on my PC so I could type that way instead. And while it's a little bit better, it still sucks. And there's like question guides or whatever to like help you, and then I was copying and pasting, and then that was seemingly taking forever, and then and then you have to kind of pay attention to it because there's 5 or 6 characters who could have murdered Dr. Decker, and it's different in every playthrough.
Oh my god.
So, yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of cool though. It's like a concept.
Yeah. Oh no, I like the idea of it. It's just the execution kind of sucks. I mean, like if it was like voice activated, like with like the Kinect, it could be potentially like a little bit cooler, or with like Kinect technology.
Yeah.
It could be. I might enjoy it a little bit more, but just like the whole like if you're just playing that game on a controller,
No.
it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Now, if you had the chat pad, would that help, or
Uh,
maybe?
See, yeah, maybe. I don't. It might be better. I don't like the Xbox One chat pad all that much.
Okay.
I like the 360 one because I memorized where all the buttons were, so I could. I used to be able to type messages without looking.
Okay.
Because I had a Sidekick 3, like a Sidekick 3. I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember that, but I love that phone, and I used to be able to type text messages on that thing without even looking.
Yep.
And I got one more for you, and I actually got it a day early in the mail, which that happens quite often
Okay.
when I shop with Best Buy, because I'm an Elite Plus member, so I get 2-day shipping, and they ship my shit out. They ship my shit out the same day that they ship everyone else's shit out, and mine is prioritized. So I usually get it like a day or two. Sometimes like I got Forza Horizon 3 like 5 days early.
Oh, wow.
the ultimate edition, like 5 days early. Like, you know how those come out, like it comes out Tuesday and then like the regular one comes out that Friday?
Yep.
Yeah, I got it like 5 days before like the early release date.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I got Earthfall today.
Oh, okay.
I've been hearing Mike talking about this quite a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was talking to you guys or whatever, I said it was gonna be like a little bit late because I kind of wanted to try it out.
Yeah.
I played it solo because there's nobody playing it right now because no one has it.
Tyler.
But Joe.
It's because Joe has no friends.
Yeah.
No, I searched for a public game. There was no one playing it,
Yeah.
so I booted up solo, and it has like this kind of like Left 4 Dead vibe, which seems to be like what everyone's into. It's $30 on the store, and it's $40 on disc. Probably because it's like a physical presence, so they could feel like they can get away with charging a little bit more. Which, whatever, I like disc copies of games, but it has this kind of like Left 4 Dead vibe, but like it feels more open. Like you're outside. And like Left 4 Dead, I feel like takes place in a lot of buildings, like just like the whole like just massive amounts of enemies and different types of enemies and stuff like that, and you're trying to survive. I only played like a little bit of it, and I played it on easy, and I mean like it was kind of cool, but I feel like it's one of those like you need to play it with people kind of games.
No, I can believe that. There seem to be a lot of games nowadays that are making it so that the solo experience just sucks ass.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, no.
Right.
Is this something that we're all gonna have to get then, Joe? Is it gonna be our next thing?
I mean maybe. I know Mike said that he was getting it, which I assume means that Tyler is also getting it as well.
Probably.
So that's at least 3 people, and I believe it's 4-player co-op.
Ooh.
So by default, Ben, you have to get it.
That is what I basically just heard. I mean, we'll see. I have not done even close to enough research on this game. I need to go and look at it, see whether I'm actually tempted first.
The trophy list is out if you want to take a look at it, but the achievement list isn't up yet.
I try to make it so that the achievement lists don't affect my judgment. I mean, when I'm buying games,
I'm just saying.
I know. If it's easy 1,000, then you know, it'll always tempt me in. You know, you've already got me with what did you just get me with? The Super Destronaut DX. I'm gonna be buying that bit when we finish recording. Damn you, Joe.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So that's a pretty solid list. A nice little smattering of all these different, a few different game types at least. It's damn longer than my list. Let's put it that way. Though.
What do you got on your list?
Oh, my list is dead short at the moment. I sort of stepped out of one longer term game straight into another. So I was talking last episode actually about how I really wanted to play the new Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
I forget whether it's a Jurassic
Jurassic
World
World.
or a Jurassic Park game. But
Anyway.
I was desperate to play that, and I finally finished State of Decay 2. Woo!
Boom.
That zombie
Nice.
grind is terrible. Why they've done that, I have no idea.
Because it's a zombie game.
Just that was what killed Dead Rising 3 for me. Why they've done it
Yes.
in State of Decay, that was just why. But yeah, so we finished that. That game is done. Never again.
Woo.
The 4th of July DLC was kind of fun in that, even for a British person. Yeah. Having random fireworks that you can throw around that draw loads of zombies in, and having vehicles that are based around fireworks and fires, and dropping like big chunks of meat out the back to draw zombies around in there. It's quite good fun.
Okay.
I really enjoyed that game until the end when I had to go for the completionist bit.
Until the grind.
They screwed me over there. But now I've started Jurassic World.
Yep.
And dear God, the bugs. So,
yeah. Real bad.
I've had that game quit the menu and completely reset itself like 6 or 7 times, and the autosave is not that frequent, and it's done it when I've been in situations when I should have unlocked achievements. So it's not only not unlocked the achievement, it's then kicked me back to 5-10 minutes ago, and made me have to restart the game and go through all those title screens. I mean, it's an amazingly fun base management game. You get to research dinosaurs, you get to make dinosaurs, then you get to set the velociraptors free on the innocent peoples. I mean, for those of you that play The Sims because you want to torture your sim and delete the ladder out of the swimming pool or put them in a room with a no smoke alarm, this is your kind of game. Because the best part is you have all these dinosaurs escape, they run around, they kill a load of people, and once they're contained, all the guests come back. So there is no negative effect to what you are doing. You literally just go, right, sweet, so let's start again, build up these guests, get them all around, and more velociraptors. So yeah, awesome. It's quite good fun. I'm really enjoying that game so far, and the little missions they've got that are specific to each island, they're really clever. So you have to finish a previous island's missions for the 3 different factions before you can get each faction's mission on the next island. So I've been powering along doing science as my thing, and I got to like island 3 or 4, and I actually am having trouble finishing some of the missions because I haven't got all the things that you unlock for doing the missions for the other factions earlier on the earlier islands, so you have to go back to the other islands to go finish those off and get like bits done. It's quite cool. I'm liking it quite a lot at the moment, the way that they've done that. But yeah, so I will continue to play that, and I'll keep you updated as best I can. I mean, base management things are basically my thing anyway. It was always going to happen. I was always going to play that game. So yeah, Tyler, for the first time in a while, you have the longest list.
Yes, I don't know what came over me, but the other day I was sitting there thinking, I'm gonna play some shit games. So it started out with Albert and Otto. All right, I've been missing one achievement in that game, since Albert and Otto came out. It was for like not dying on the river level, and that's a pain in the butt. But I somehow managed to do it, so that game got finished. Then I moved over to playing Minecraft on the Switch for like 5 minutes in between because I needed a break from Albert and Otto because it made me upset. Then I went on to A Semblance. Really easy game. Basically just like a walking sim, kind of.
In
in
space.
space or wherever the fuck you are. I don't know. It was like you're accessing memories and there's like 5 different endings or whatever, and I don't know. Just follow Macca's guide. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Then I did Numa Breath
Right,
of Life.
I'll hold
again.
you up here. Joe, you've played
Okay.
Numa, I assume. Did
Yes.
you guys have massive trouble with that game, like bugging and not recognizing that you'd done achievements on certain levels?
No.
I had like 5, 6 different achievements that I had to play through 5 times.
Oof.
Yeah.
Really? Wow. No, I followed Macca's guide, and I got it done, and I think you can do it in like an hour.
It doesn't take that long if it's all.
It doesn't take that long. Yeah, but if you're running into glitches like that.
Yeah.
So after both of those games, I went back to Minecraft on my Switch because, again, I needed a break from thinking or whatever. So I constantly went back to Minecraft on Switch.
So that's your low
then
pressure
I
game
played-
at the moment, then.
Yeah, basically. And then I played some Red Faction Gorilla, or Red Fat Kid as I like to call it. I don't know. This game actually ties into a little something extra because it's the remastered edition.
That is a terrible pun. I don't know why they made it like that.
Oh my god, it was so funny. I was sitting there playing it, and then my girlfriend noticed that it was called the remastered edition, and she's just like, "That's hilarious." But anyway, I don't mind it.
That's a
It feels
that's
like
a ringing endorsement there, Tyler. I don't mind
it.
it.
It feels like a 360 game to me. Like I'm just like,
Not as
I don't know.
hip
I
with
don't
the
know.
kids, not as up with the times.
Yeah, I like it, but that's just because I like Red Faction. So so I played a little bit of that. Still gotta go through and play more of it. And then I played probably the most aggravating game I have ever played on Xbox.
What's that? Come on, tell me.
That is Spiral Splatter.
Right. So, have you played Goat Simulator?
I have. I would prefer playing Goat Simulator over
You would prefer
this.
the Flappy Goat achievement over this?
I would prefer Flappy Goat over this.
Flappy Goat's not that hard,
Flappy
man.
Goat is the worst thing ever. I spent like
This-
3 days getting that goddamn achievement.
But this Spiral Splatter game is terrible.
What makes it so bad?
Like Flappy Goat took me, I think, like 4 or 5 tries before I got
Screw you
it.
guys. Screw both of you guys. that
I'm going home.
Yeah, Flappy Goat literally took me like 10 minutes, and
Yeah.
then
like 6 hours.
and then right after I did it, I went immediately onto the 360 version, and I did it on the first try.
Oh, not bad. That's a good
I
idea.
hate both of you.
But yeah. So I would much rather play that over Spiral Splatter. Thankfully, I finished it, so I don't have to play that terrible game ever again. And if you don't know what it is, it's basically you control a little ball with the left joystick, and you're moving it through a maze. And if you touch the edges, you die, and you restart from the beginning of the level. And of course there's a timer, so
Did
course.
any of you
Why
guys
wouldn't-
play that trap game that someone made on PC ages back, where you had to move? It was a similar concept where you had to move a little dot through a maze using your mouse.
Oh, the scary
Yeah.
one? Yeah.
Are you talking about Night Trap?
Possibly.
Is that what
I
it
don't
was
know
called?
what the name was. The one where that image pops up when it gets to the really small part.
No, it's not Night Trap. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. It's just a stupid, scary maze game. Like you're going through with your mouse, and then at the end, a picture of
It's like one of those like picture of an old
the
haggard old woman or something like that pops up.
Yeah,
and it
it's from
screams really
The
loud
Exorcist.
Through the speakers.
Yeah, through the
so
audio.
you've been
Joe,
focusing. We'll get you. We'll show you, Joe.
Yeah, we'll send you a link. I have a funny story about that. Mike, and Trevor tricked a 6-year-old into playing that.
Oh, that's so mean. They're gonna have nightmares.
This was years and years ago, and we tricked a 6-year-old into playing it, and then we got yelled at by our stepmom and the kid's parents. So
What is this?
that maze game that Ben was just talking about.
Yeah, it's one of these like joke games that people get you to, they get you to play it, and then it tricks you. Like when people send you a link and it's a video, and then all of a sudden it cuts to that stock sound footage of people having sex. Yeah, it's that sort of joke.
Oh, I mean, like, we used to do that all the time with, like, meatspin.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That was, yeah.
Oh, God.
You can never hear that song and not think of that after going to that site, can you?
Yeah, no, you can't.
That song is ruined for you.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So, anyways, it's like that. It's a stupid maze game, and it's annoying, and I don't recommend playing it for more than 5 minutes. But actually, I kind of do recommend playing it for more than 5 minutes, because I did find that when I was on a level, I would almost do it, and then I would die, and then the next time I would do it. So, it's kind of...
You've got to get used to each level.
Yeah, get used to each level, but the problem is each level only lasts like 10 seconds. It's just you die so freaking much that it takes over like 2 hours.
Pass.
So, yeah. So, after I did that, I was just like, hey, Christy, you wanna learn some stuff about Halo? So I started playing Halo MCC. Started on Halo 1, played through that, beat that. Started Halo 2, still working on that. So, but that was fun. Yeah.
Okay.
I like switching between the old graphics and the new graphics. It's fun.
I found that I thought I was playing when I played the CE version. I was playing with the new graphics. I was like, okay, time to put on the new graphics now. And then clicked it, it went older.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I agree. The new graphics are better to play with.
Oh yeah. So, and then to end my list, which I have been playing since, actually this is a new one. I literally started playing it this morning at 6 a.m. Fortnite Season 5.
Oh my god, Mike, he's always here.
Odds are next week when Mike is back on, we will talk about this more.
Yeah.
But so far what I've seen, oh my god, love it. So, but yeah, I won't go into too much detail.
Okay.
About it, because obviously Mike's gonna want to talk about this.
He's gonna be big on this. I mean, Joe, are you big into Fortnite at the moment, or are you getting?
Nope.
No, you're with me on this one, are you? You're just like, no, I've got other things to be doing.
Yeah.
No achievements, no sale. I didn't get 907,000 gamer score by playing games without achievements.
True. So, but yeah, that's all I've been playing. Joe, why don't you hit us with 5 more things?
Okay, we're gonna go with C as in cat, 944, D as in dog.
Boom.
I appreciate you choosing cat and dog there over the words that instantly came to my head.
Jesus.
Yeah. So, well, let's go into what's hot now. So it's been quiet because it's that time of year.
It has.
It just is.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
The only thing that's hot right now is outside.
Yes.
Everywhere, literally everywhere in the country right now is boiling hot. It's horrendous. The English
yeah.
are not capable of dealing with this kind of weather. Yeah.
But I mean, well, going outside. I mean, Pokemon Go. I've been playing that outside. So, and they did just do an event, last Sunday, that I did go.
Saturday too.
Oh, they did one Saturday. I didn't know they did one Saturday.
Yeah. Saturday from 2 to 5 p.m. our time. Every gym had an Articuno raid in it.
Oh, I have like 5 Articuno, so.
Can I have one? Can you send me one?
Yes, I can send you one, man.
No, you can't.
Don't kill my dreams.
You have to be within 100 meters to do a trade.
Oh, okay. Now, Ben, you gotta come here.
Wow.
But actually, I just got a notification on my phone, and there's another event going on in 9 days. Like the Articuno raid day, where you could do raids all Articuno. You get an unlimited raid pass for the day, and you could do literally all the Articuno raids that you can do in 3 hours.
Wow. So
yeah, you could have done like 9 of them, or 10, or like 100 if you could physically beat that many. But on the 21st is Zapdos Day now.
Ooh.
Which is Saturday, and you could catch yourself a shiny Zapdos.
Yeah. Ooh,
and
shiny? Ooh.
Yeah, shiny
the
Zapdos.
Third best of all the legendary birds.
And also they're doing another eggs are reduced thing.
I'm
Okay.
gonna have to go walking that day. All right.
So, yeah.
But I mean, the only other thing that's hot now, I literally just mentioned
the Fortnite
2 minutes
season
ago.
5.
Fortnite.
Let's
Fortnite.
not do it. Let's push on. We'll carry on. There's not much hot right now, guys. It's a very dry period for games. Joe.
Yes.
Hit us with those
five digits, please.
All right. We're gonna go with 2. V as in violin. X as in xylophone. I almost said Z. Q as in question, and 3.
So that's 2VXQ3.
Yes.
Right, and I love that you said that that's the last one, Tyler, when it's the second to last one. Bravo, sir.
Oh, second to last one. Sorry, I'm bad at math.
It's all confusing stuff today.
It's Tyler. It's not even math. It's counting. And apparently, you can't go up to 5.
Tyler,
anyway.
you're gonna have to be rushed to the burn ward.
Yeah.
So yeah, right. So let's push into the media accounts. We'll do all the plugs and stuff. Woo! So Joe, as our resident social media god.
Conglomerate.
Okay.
Where can people find you and your awesome giveaways?
At Cool Kid Joe XBL on Twitter.
Right.
Okay, we will do our best to retweet as many of those as we see. And when I say we, I mean me. I will do my best.
Yeah.
And when I say retweet, I mean mash the retweet button and hope that that's sufficient.
You've been doing a pretty good
I've
job.
kept up with most of them. I think I missed a couple. But yeah, so
it's because I'm posting them when it's like 4 a.m. there for you.
That is true.
Try them first thing when I wake up. It's like 6 a.m. there. Something stupid. Right. So, Tyler, what's our Insta?
Our Instagram is entirely X_podcast.
Much better.
Oh, yes.
Our Twitter, guys,
What is our Twitter?
at entirely_X. So, we post videos up there. Mike's been getting a lot of Fortnite YouTube videos up. He's been taking some names.
Yes, he has. Yep. So, for our YouTube, just go on and type in entirely_X or entirely_X podcast.
You'll find us if you just type entirely X, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Our Facebook account, I assume it's a similar deal. Just search for us Entirely X. So
Facebook.
I believe it's Entirely X Gaming
Facebook.com.
Podcast or something like that.
I think it's just facebook.com/entirely X
Oh,
Gaming.
Jesus, that's simple for Mike.
Boom.
Yep. So we've got all the social media done. Joe, those final 5 all-important digits.
We're gonna go with R as in rad.
Yep.
Radiation.
Radiation. Let's go with radiation.
Radiation. The number 2, Y as in YouTube, F as in fairy, and Z as in zebra.
Zonky.
Dragon Ball.
Zonky. Zebra donkey. Let's go with that.
That's a code for a game.
Woo!
Albeit not a good one.
The last 5. R2YFZ or FZ, depending on which way you say it.
FZ.
Don't you mock my English alphabet. I get you.
Yep. Whoever ends up getting it,
Congratulations.
just tweet us. Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah.
Tweet at us who you are.
Yeah, let me know.
Yeah, let
I want to know
let
who
us
gets
know.
this.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Right,
right.
so
and let's
one
move
more
off to
thing.
our
The
sign-off
sign-off game. I love the sign-off game.
Woo!
So
So do I.
I'm gonna start this one. I'm gonna go with.
All right.
I too like to live dangerously.
That's literally the most British thing you could say.
Joe, what you got?
I'm gonna go with little bros before big bros.
And mine is number 15, Burger King foot lettuce.